face is close to mine. Close enough to kiss? Okay. It's Jessica and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon, Karma's Root. So, in the last episode, we did learn about Karma in his past, so he's actually a prince, and it's confirmed he has the Beauty and the Beast curse, because it's pretty obvious that the only way to break his curse, Lucette has to fall in love with him naturally, rather than what he did in his past, which is why he has that curse. It's like Lucette and Karma are very alike, even though their curses are kind of opposite. It's pretty interesting. And then we also discovered that the mom is the witch that started the whole curse, which I fucking knew. It was so obvious. Anyway, Karma and I should say Claude, because that is his real name. So Claude and Lucette decided to set up AGirlAnd together because Durand is a little shy to confess his feelings to Garlin. So hopefully it will go well. Anyway, let's continue. Days passed, and though I did not spy on them, the conversation between Durand and Garlin, I'd noticed that Garlin has been smiling from ear to ear during his practice with Claude recently. I can only assume that his confession went well. Oh, that's good. Claude took the patrol shift tonight, and as I lie in bed, I am restless. Every time I watch Claude practice with Durand and Garlin, I'm reminded of the palace of Fritz. I wonder how Fritz is doing. Is he still practicing with the other knights? My thoughts darkening as I recalled the kidnapping. Claude had to save me every single time. He got injured saving me. Unable to sleep, I slipped out of bed and make my way to the reception room. I hope Fritz is okay, because he's the only one who knows about Lucette, like, really. The night air cooled and no one stops me from standing out just outside the Martian. Can I just sit back and do nothing? I have to act. I didn't want Claude to get hurt because of me again. Lucette, are you serious? If you're going out again, fuck it. Eventually, I see Claude approach. He looks tired and moving more slowly than usual, but when he sees me, his lips quirk into a smile. Lucette, what are you doing out here tonight, love? Oh, whoa! Excuse me, love! Love instead of darling, that's new. Hello, Claude. His face is a dark red again. What? If you're using my oh yeah, that's right, he's so shy about her using his real name. If you're using my real name, I suppose you've come to ask for something serious? How could he know that? I do need to ask something of you. Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm right here, love. What? Oh, it's not about... Never mind. I'm asking if you will be my instructor. For some reason, I seem to have caught Claude off guard. He stares at me for a few moments. What? I want to learn how to use a sword, and I want you to be my instructor. Claude's expression becomes uncharacteristically serious. I'd rather you didn't learn how to use a sword. I do not want you to have to keep protecting me. I don't mind protecting you. I do. Claude sighs and shakes his head. Princess shouldn't be using... Okay, Claude, don't give me those damn stereotypes, alright? I think it's smart that Lucette is asking him how to use a sword. At least how to defend herself. It's not exactly like be the best swords person ever or swords woman, whatever. With a sword, at least a way to protect herself just in case she happens to be alone. I have a feeling, Lucette will probably go out on her own again, or it will happen in that situation, but I think it's best as she knows. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. You are. I do not want you to get hurt again, when I could do something about it. Teach me, please. Claude. Oh my god. Once again, he flushes. It seems to be an instant reaction, and it is both amusing and endearing. It won't be easy. I wasn't expecting it to be. Claude stares at me for a long time before finally letting out a heavy sigh. Fine, I'll train you. You won't learn in a day, but I can teach you the essentials. You can use one of the knight's training swords. Thank you. Music to my ears. Meet me in the clearing in 10 minutes. 10 minutes? What? You said you wanted to train, so we will. Don't expect me to go easy on you. But aren't you tired? He looked exhausted when he came in, and now he wants to train? Already trying to get out of training. I'm not. Claude shakes his head, but he's smiling. I'll see you there in a few minutes, love. I feel bad. He must be so tired, dude. Moonlight spills through the leaves, illuminating the forest with a gentle light. Long minutes pass, and as I stand in the clearing, I begin to feel restless. It isn't like Claude to be late. Is he tending to his injuries? I hear rustling in the leaves as I turn immediately to see what the disturbance is. But the minute I'm being pulled back by a strong force and my world goes dark. What the fuck? Before I can scream, I hear a gentle voice in my ears. Lesson 1, Lucette. When apprehended by an enemy that you cannot see, remain calm and use your 5 senses to judge how best to get the upper hand. This voice is coming from right behind me. Oh, it's him. He's teaching her. Okay, I see what you're doing there, Claude. Claude? I become aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me, with my back pressed against his chest like this. Panicking disorients the mind. That is why you must remain cool under any circumstances. How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic. Still, I try to force myself to be calm. Lesson 2. Enemies will often let down their guard when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating his weakness with your senses. I try to calm myself as Claude instructs, and I feel it a bit easier, but only because I know it's Claude. An opening? I move quickly as I can, stepping forward so that I can swing my elbow back at Claude's stomach. Before it happens, Claude has pulled me back to him, closing whatever distance I had between us. In the process, he moves his hand from my eyes to my mouth. I can see once again the forest, but my words are muffled beneath his hand. Another thing to remember, you won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing punches or hits at them. Your opponent will usually always be stronger than you, Lucette. Remember what I said about a weakness. Enemies will often let their guard down when they believe they are winning. Just like I have. An opening? A thought occurred to me as I glanced around me and looked down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. This is an opportunity or a trick. What will you do, princess? What kind of tactic will you remove from my grasp? I bite his hand? That's the most logical thing. I mean, if an attacker was has their mouth their hand over your mouth, I think that's the most logical thing. Sorry, Karma! I'm going to feel terrible about this, but I have to try. I try to shift my hand and try to get a space to bite down, and even Claude cannot hold me completely still as I squirm. Eventually, the hand over my mouth moves just enough for me to open my mouth, but I falter. Cannot bite the hand that I injured. Unable to do anything, I immediately shake my head and hear Claude groan. In one swift motion, he pushes me down onto the ground, pinning my hands by my head, and he frowns at me. You're not even going to try to find an opening? I glare at him. I'm not going to bite your hand. Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that. But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth. I meant for you to try to move my hand. Pushing back on a person's thumb usually causes their grip to loosen. How was I supposed to know that? Whoa! What the fuck? You have made the right choice. The crystal on the upper right. Oh, yeah, because the game updated. This wasn't there before because I was so confused of what the fuck this was. Thank you, Daisuke, for putting this in there. Now I know what it is. Experience is the best means of practice, as they say. I have a complaint about the particular lesson, but I won't withhold it. That was pretty good attempt, love, but not good enough, I'm afraid. I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice. You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in the alleyway, were you? I glare up at him, unable to say anything because he is right. You're oddly quiet. It is hard to find an opening to hurt you when you are not really my enemy. He does not move, but he continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine. Close enough to kiss? Okay. Close enough to what exactly? Lucette, do you trust me to protect you? That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself. Because you're planning on investigating the witches on your own? No, I want to be able to protect myself because I do not want you getting hurt protecting me. Claude leans down and I can feel his hair on my cheek. For a few moments, everything slows to a stop, and I can hear my heartbeat and his slow breathing. Once you set your mind to something, you don't let go, do you? Claude pulls away from me before I can respond, and he's standing again, offering me a hand. Let's get started with some sword work then. The pleasant smile is back on his face. Can never tell what he's thinking at times like these. What are you really like, Claude? Chapter 7, Thorny Rose. Okay, I'm very curious about his personality because every time I play like otome games or like games that involve romance, these are my two types of relationships I go for. The male side, I should say. Male characters that I always go for after. They're either very flirty and very charming, or they're very intelligent and mysterious. Track record of both. If you see my Let's Plays, you know I pick the same type of guy all the time. And if I'm comparing Claude to those types of characters that I pick, he seems the type of person who is he's very confident on the outside, but on the inside he's not. Like, he's very hurting. If you know him personally, like, that's not really him. It's like an act. Kind of like if I was to compare it to, like, Eric from Seduce Me, that's how he was, right? Because he's very confident, he's very flirty, because that's the way he was taught. But on the inside, he's not like that. He's very, different. He's like the polar opposite of his alter ego. This is essentially like what Claude's alter ego is, Karma, right? That very, confident, flirty, charming kind of guy. But in reality, Claude is not like that. I just assume that he's the total opposite of what his Karma personality is. Anyway, when I returned to the Martian later that night, my hands are scratched and I think I might have bruised my arms. Claude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me, but he did compliment me more than once. Lucette, I featured you quite a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive. Crying is for the weak. Though everyone should be sleeping, I notice that the light is still on at the tavern. I assume someone's here. I see Durand Garlin at the table, speaking with each other and laughing. Aww, if Claude had come back with me, he would have been happy to see this. You two are still up? They are not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like these are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Garlin knows these little places in town that I've never heard of before. I noticed that Garlin is more energetic than usual. Her smile is a little wider than normal. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm not gonna get another drink. Another drink? Garlin leans towards me, his voice hushed. We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out today. We would never take anything from the Martian without money. Right. Is Durand drunk? Oh no, Princess. Tipsy. It's like a buzz. Fades a lot quicker. Oh. Garlin and I watch Durand as she refills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I would never have asked her out if you and Karma didn't insist on it. So you told her? Garlin looks at me with a pleased smile. I'll take that as a yes. She didn't really realize until much later. I just asked her out for food. She thought that's all it was. Maybe Durand really did need to be told bluntly. What happened? I told her, and? We walked and I remembered the old times. He sounds like an old man. I held her hand. I noticed Garlin flinch ever so slightly, but he's smiling. He looked pleased with himself. And that night's not over yet, so... He trails off with a hopeful smile, before he raises an eyebrow at me. What about you and Karma? What about us? I've asked him to train me. Train? Princess, you've asked him to teach you how to use a sword? What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword? Durand returns to the table, but I am too tired to properly join in the conversation. I should leave them to their conversation and head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night. I excuse myself and head upstairs. I hope nothing bad will go with Garlin, because it seems like he's not being, straightforward and blunt about his feelings towards her, so, anyway. I am startled awake by an excruciating bright light. It is momentarily when it is over. I am sitting on my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes are burned. What? My hand flies to the pendant around my neck. Where I see a second glass slipper with another piece. What the fuck? There's another piece! But did I do another good deed? I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand and I make my way to the tavern. What was the good deed? That we got AGirlAnd together, or that we were honest with Claude? I don't know. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into the space, and then not far from him. The two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? I'm making my way slowly over to them. Even back then, when you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to hide it. It was obvious that you were tailing me back then. It was only because I was worried about you. I realized. You really didn't have to follow me, Lan. But I'm glad you did. Lan? Durand. Oh, hush. Fritz used to call you that too. Lan is Garlin's childhood nickname. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see. So what are you two talking about? Oh, we were just reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking to me confused. Well? Well, what? How did the date go last night? Oh god, Garlin makes a sound and turns beet red. Durand's eyebrows quick and then she laughs. Oh, that. It went well. So well, in fact, that you can see the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Durand is usually busy taking her rounds around the Martian with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garlin, more relaxed. You might even say that we're dating. Oh yeah, we got them together! I'm so happy! Isn't it funny how red he gets, Princess? You were blushing just as much yesterday when I... One more word, Lynn, I swear I'll punch you! The two of them were both blushing now, and the scene is oddly comical. Who knew that these two great knights in the Order of the Caldera could be so easily undone? Both of you are amusing to watch. The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. I suddenly remember that one conversation the knights had all at the castle. They were talking about how they all had personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact that they were all serving the king. I always thought Durand and Garlin were stoic and honorable, that their only reason becoming knights was the sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without the stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind if I ask you what your reasons were to becoming knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for this kingdom. Durand's father was a living legend in his own right, and he had the metal to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look on Durand's face, it is clear to me that she really loves her father. My mother died when I was young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Len and his family. Oh, so they've known each other that long! Okay. Len always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Because he liked you! Oh my god. Now I know why. Durand wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. Then why didn't you join the Knights, Garlin? Because he wanted to watch over me. I fucking knew it! He only followed her just because. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garlin. Garlin seems to blush even harder at that, and Durand's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amusement beginning to bubble as I watch the two of them, but a cold voice cuts through the laughter and the atmosphere like a hot blade through ice. Can you keep it down over there? I turn to see Claude's eyes, normally so warm, are cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with his deep scowl. Whoa, what happened? Oh, we're sorry. He's still glaring at the two of them. Oh, I can tell him about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece of my necklace. Another good deed. Claude turns his gaze to me, but a frown doesn't disappear. That's nice, darling. His voice is calm, flat, and lacking any enthusiasm. That felt lackluster. And oddly disappointing. A good deed? Congratulations, princess. You're closer to breaking your curse. What did you get the good deed for? I am not sure, actually. Maybe it was for helping Lan confess? I hear you and Karma went out of your way to help and make it happen. That happened yesterday, though. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what become of Garlin and I? Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from this table, frowning. If you two insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. Affectionate? Durand's smile fades away into a dangerous scowl. When Garlin looks confused, Durand is nobly irritated. The shadow is still there on his face. Uh-oh, what the hell is happening? Karma, what's going on? Claude does not look okay at all. Should I comfort him? Will he I'm gonna say... Comfort him? Something must be really bothering him. I should be patient with him, just like he is with me. Before I can even think about what I am doing, I reach out and grab his hand. Oh! He just slapped my hand away. You shouldn't just reach out and touch a person without giving them some warning. But he does that to me all the time with me. I pull my hand back, and at the same moment, Claude's expression falls. He looks at me with an almost pained expression on his face. No, wait, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table. Excuse me. Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me and the two knights. What on earth just happened? What? I wonder what's wrong with him. Did I make the wrong choice, by the way? I think I did. Can I just go back and see what's going on? Okay, so I'm back here again. I know I'm trying to avoid going back to change my choices, but I'm just very curious as to what would happen if I scold him. Doesn't matter if something is bothering him. It's not like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness. Fine, I apologize. Happy? He looks at me for a few moments. His expression is twisted into a defiant scowl, but it does not hold him long. Moments later, his expression softens, and then he looks away, almost in shame. I'm sorry. This apology sounds real. But okay, there we go. But still, why do I feel so disappointed? Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table. Excuse me. Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights. I wonder what's wrong with him. That's not like... Is Karma like... Or I should say Claude. Is he jealous of like Durand and Garlin? That they can so easily like be together? Is that what he's jealous of? I don't know. I wonder what's wrong with him. You think we've been running him too thin because of practice? I do not think it's you two. I get the feeling that Claude holds himself back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant. And recently, he's getting more and more moody. Princess? I look over at Niece, who is smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is getting kinda restless. Time to sleep, I suppose. Well, maybe cleaning up will help me get my mind off things. I hope he's okay. I'm kind of wondering what's going on. There has to be a reason. He's not like... I'm pretty sure Karma is not doing this out of malicious intent, so there has to be a reason, you know what I mean? The rest of the day goes by slowly. I'm stuck cleaning most of the day and serving later. At one point, I speak to Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me, and she tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions. I still do not understand what their suspicions are when Sir Alcaster cannot possibly know who I am. Or can he, because he's a snake. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I can practice with a sword. I notice that both Durand and Garlin look restless too. Garlin eventually leaves for patrol while Durand remains at the table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to try to find Claude. I go to his room, but find the door is locked. Karma, are we training tonight? No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? Oh man, I hope it's nothing bad. For days, Claude stayed in his room, only leaving when he has to be on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him. I feel so useless. When Karma did appear at the tavern or out of town, he still had a terrible grimace on his face. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone, please. The fuck? I'm really beginning to worry about him. Today I'm in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It has been almost a week since Claude started acting so strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him. I know he likes dresses, and he told me once that he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he would like some jewelry? Waltz, do you remember that jewelry store Karma likes is? I don't go there very often, so unfortunately no. Princess, is this a good deed? What you're doing right now, do you think it would be a good deed? Good deeds need to be selfless, right? Generally, yes. I doubt this will count as selfless. I am doing this to cheer up Karma. That sounds pretty selfless. But it's also so that he can get back to teaching me how to fight instead of sulking in his room. Oh no. Lucette, you could have stopped there, you know? By saying, this is for Karma. You didn't have to say the rest of it. I've heard that Karma has been teaching you how to use a sword. Why do you want to learn how to fight? Because I want to be able to protect myself. And it's not like I can use magic. At least sword fighting gives me an advantage. I'm sorry, Princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse. But on your 18th birthday, when you become the Tenebarian Bearer, you'll be able to use magic. I'll instruct you if you want me to. That would be nice. Though that doesn't solve my current problem. What would cheer Claude up? Waltz starts chuckling beside me, and I turn to look at him, confused. Karma's important to you, isn't he? He's my partner, and he helps me. He also has been patient with me, and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderate things to him. I'm glad, Princess, that he's your friend. My friend. Claude does not feel like a friend. He feels like something else. Like your potential boyfriend! Oh, Princess, is this the one that you're searching for? Waltz points to the peddler, sporting different kinds of jewelry, and I instantly make my way towards it. There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags. I barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. I can't afford to buy any of this. Maybe we should do errands first, and then look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stores. But if I don't get Claude's gift today, I may not be able to give it to him tonight. Princess? No. Okay, let me save again. Waltz has a point. Maybe we should do the errands first, right? And then that way you can get, like, money and stuff like that, or we can find something else. But we might not be able to give Karma his gift right on time. Let's do the errands first. I know, you know, Waltz has a good point. We might find something while we do the errands, and then we can get them out of the way. Besides, it's not right for me to put Claude above everything else. Yes! Okay, I'm good. I picked the right choice. We spend a few hours gathering the supplies needed for the tavern, and only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift. Princess, I can hold more of those bags for you. It's fine, I'm used to carrying a lot of bags. Does Karma make you carry them around? Princess, you should really tell him off. He does a lot of other things for me, but next time. Next time, I think I will. So long as he gets out of his room sometime soon. I really hope he does. Hey, Princess. Now the problem is finding something that he'll like. What does Claude like? Princess. There's no reason for you to shout. Wallace is shaking his head at me, but he's smiling. Let me offer you a deal. A deal? If you help me set up one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you. You earn money from your puppet shows? I get tips. So, what do you say? I won't go easy on you, though. Yes, I'll help you. Ooh, okay. Why do you seem so surprised? I was just thinking that everyone's right. You've really changed, Princess. Maybe having Karma as a partner is really was a good idea. Being partners with Claude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I have done the same for him. I'm sure Karma would be very happy that you're buying him a gift. Receiving gifts from admirers isn't the same thing as getting him something. He receives gifts from admirers? For a few moments, I think about the woman who chased us down in the town a few weeks ago, and I feel a little unpleasant stab in my heart. Small things. A man will treat him to a dessert every so often. I saw a lot of it when we did errands together. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man. Killing the man is dramatic. That sounds like Karma. He punched Rumble when he asked him to marry him, joke or not. Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, but he gets very angry when people fall for it. He's still very much a child. You know how he is. He doesn't like being flirted with. Waltz, do you know anything else about Karma's curse? His curse? He's never really talked about it. Claude may have been more stubborn than me if not letting anyone help him with his curse. Again, I reiterate what I said before, that I think he's punishing himself. That's why he's not bothering, finding a way to, like, break his curse. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. He's just punishing himself for what he did before. So, Waltz said I continue to search for a gift. Waltz tells me that I can look for something a bit more expensive that he'll just put me to work on another day by helping him with his puppets. I return to the jewelry peddler we found earlier. Hello, madam, sir. What can I help you with today? Do you have any sort of rose-shaped jewelry here? The man refers me a box full of many different rose-shaped earrings. He then shows me a necklace, and I realize belatedly that it is as if I am searching for something for Miss Karma, not Claude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in defeat, before a little rose catches my attention in the back of the display window. It has a chain connected to it, but it doesn't seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one? That's our simple rose pendant, madam. It comes with the chain, but it can be also pinned to the chest. The man takes it out of the display case so I can look at it. Aw, that's cute! This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers to the pendant, and I realize that it can also open. So yes, you can also put something small inside of it. This is perfect. I look to the price tag, and after making sure that it's not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Waltz pays him an additional fee, and then we walk towards the Martian together. I hope that this will work, because I don't want, I don't want Claude to be offended by it, you know what I mean? When we return to the Martian, I go to my room and tuck the locket into the drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as expected, Claude is not downstairs today either. Durand and Garlin have taken training with each other, though they are still agitated that Claude is not helping them. At the end of my day, I hurry to my room, where I write a few words on a piece of paper that I put in the locket. A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead, in heartfelt thanks. I hold the locket tightly in my hand and start towards Claude's room. Okay, guys, we're gonna end the episode here. I'm so sorry to cut this off, but yeah, we're gonna end it here. You know what? I'm very happy that Lucette is changing for the better. She's still a little bit selfish, that's gonna take time for her to realize that that's not the way to be kind to someone, but it's very nice that she wants to give a gift to Claude, and in such a sweet way, like what she wrote in the message too. That's so sweet. I hope everything is okay with Claude, because maybe he's going through struggles with his own family or something, or maybe with his own curse, or something he did in his past. That's all I can think of right now. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Cinderella Phenomenon, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to join the companions. And if you guys would like to support me on Patreon, there's a link in the description where you can check out my Patreon. Any pledge helps, honestly, and also you get like a bunch of cool rewards. Also, to all my Patrons, you guys get early access to all my videos. So any video that I upload the next day, you guys will get it in advance, so you can watch it on there. But yeah, anyway, I hope this goes well with Karma in the next episode, but we'll see. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I love you. Bye! God damn, he's so hot, alright? One grande cappuccino. Okay, grande. Yo, I don't drink coffee, so I don't know what this is.